Welcome to another edition of The Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie. It's everything about the outdoors. Take it away, guys.
Good morning. Welcome to the Friday edition of the Good Outdoors radio show. Good morning, Steve. How you doing, buddy?
Man, I'm doing good. What's going on?
I don't know, man. I'm ready. I'm ready for this day.
Brisk outside this morning.
Yeah, it is. I woke up again this morning. Don't have much of a voice. Maybe I'll get better as the day goes on like I did yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. You got to get that thing oiled up, greased up, get it going, get some of that Dr. Pepper flowing through them vocal cords.
Right.
Get it all good and get going.
Man, I tell you, I had a good day yesterday, as I do always. Sat in a deer stand yesterday afternoon and watched the world go to sleep. But you know what? That full moon kept it all kind of bright out there.
It did. I needed all the light I could get.
Oh, man. Yep.
Finally was able to sit there and coax the old doe to come out in the plot, and was able to shoot her and get a little meat last night. So
a little herd management. That didn't hurt at all.
Right. That's exactly right. Yeah, I was on a little run of bad luck there, so I was sure proud to see her step out, and was able to put her down. Took her and got her skinned out last night, and I'm ready to eat a little deer meat.
Yeah, man, I got some cooked in the crock pot, just waiting to fire it back up already and waiting for Michelle and them to get home. I think they're going to stay another night because I'm going to Donaldsonville, Georgia this afternoon.
You are headed. You made the decision to take the plunge and head over there.
I got permission.
Man, I tell you what,
I begged and begged and begged and pleaded, and said, look, how about spending another day up there in Ohio with your family, and I'll go on over to Donaldsonville, and we'll all meet up Sunday when we get back to the house, and everything will be good. So, yeah, I'm going to go on over there and hunt this weekend. Well,
I'll sure be I'm sure I'll get all ticked off when you send me texts, all them big deer you're killing over there. I'll be mad.
On the Chattahoochee River, man, the rut's on over there. Hope it's still going on pretty good.
Oh, it is, from what I'm hearing.
And I'm going to get over there and see what I can do with it.
I wonder how far that is from the Hooch, Sam's place there.
He said it's not even 15 minutes from Blakely.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Good deal. Well, you definitely gonna be in the chips. Ain't no doubt about it. They having some good luck over there. And if you get the weather right, that's always a factor. I believe that, like you said the other day, the rain Saturday hopefully will be done move through there.
I looked yesterday. I'll look again this morning, but I think it's 30% chance. I believe
that ain't bad at all. That ain't bad. I'd take my chances over there, man. There's some big bucks along that Chattahoochee River.
Yeah, I saw Sam put another one up last night. A good deer. I don't know, 8 or 10 point guy killed.
Yeah, they kill some good ones over there. It's amazing at the sheer number of bucks they're seeing, in a sitting. They're real choosy because, the trail cameras and all the pictures they've got a couple of booners running around over there. They got drop tine bucks, triple beam bucks. They just got everything, and then you get a little choosy when you see one come out. You think, well, should I shoot him? I know there may be a bigger one out there. So they have a great place there, full of hogs, deer, turkeys. Great fishing right there on the Chattahoochee River. That's a nice place to be over there. I know Early County doesn't get a lot of press for being a big buck factory, but I believe that's going to start changing here in the next few years.
I think so. I believe so.
A lot of management. There's a lot of cropland over there. A lot of peanut farming, of course, cotton, corn, everything. But there's just a lot of agriculture, a lot of rich, fertile soil over there along that river. And man, it's paying off. The management plans they've implemented in the Hooch is undeniable. He took it. He got it 12 years ago, and he's slowly developed it into probably one of the best places you'll go.
Yep, I've been hearing a lot about it from you and watching them over the years. On Facebook, man, it's an awesome place. But I'm gonna go over there and check them out this weekend. In that area and see what's going on. We're going for some doe management mainly. We're gonna go on over there and try to kill some does. And but if the old big buck steps out, he better watch it.
Yeah, I know what you
mean. That's what Al was telling me yesterday. He said, of course, if you see a big buck, we're going to shoot that too. He said, but when that doe steps out, shoot her. And I'm like, okay, yeah, right. Yeah, I'm going to wait as long as I can before I shoot her.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. It's that's a tough strategy there to do it this late in the year. People's got their own things. I know Sam and them, they try to shoot them right out of the gate because they do know that from experience that the rut occurs late in the year, so they try to take their does during bow season, first part of rifle and muzzleloader season, and I think they've killed, I want to say 70, but I don't think they can be right. It's probably probably 40 to 50 does, from what I understand. So they try to set a count every year based on, visual sightings, trail camera pictures, that sort of thing. But also when they narrow it down, when you take that many does out of the herd earlier, there's less does the bucks have got to chase, and that creates a more intense rut. So, but in your case, you're going over to do some doe management. You need a good quality pair of optics to check out them heads and make sure there ain't no button bucks and things like that. And of course, if usually when you see a big one and a little one come out, you shoot the big one, you'll be all right. It'll more likely be a doe. So.
Well, they like for you to excuse me. They also like for you to shoot in the neck over there, so you're not, that's what he's telling me yesterday evening, so you don't have to get in the woods and do a lot of tracking, get your scent out there in the woods, so
yeah.
And I'm all about that too. You mess up less meat that way for me.
Yeah, more meat.
So I'm all about doing whatever they want me to do, because they're the boss and they're inviting me over there, and I'm gonna go over and see what I can do with them.
Well, I'll tell you what, I shot that not to get too graphic on the radio, I shot that deer yesterday with that 243 with a hollow point bullet, and I believe if I'd have shot it in the neck, it would have decapitated it from looks of that. I hadn't seen nothing like that in a while. That's
they had to hit a bone going in and just shatter.
Yeah, it's a real short Model 7 Remington, of course, that Dad had, and he passed it down to Caden, and I was using it just because it's short, easy to maneuver, and I was in that little tight stand there, that little ladder, and that's the reason I used it. But that's a bullet I bought them right off the shelf at Walmart, and I think they're Winchesters, but they're 100 grain hollow points, and man, I'll tell you, there wasn't no doubt that deer was hit. So,
didn't go nowhere. No tracking job on that one.
No, bullet performance was very satisfactory.
Yeah. Well, I thought the deer would move a little better than they did yesterday, and you saw two.
Well, I saw one, but when I shot, the other one ran off, so I'm thinking it was a doe and a yearling's what it was. So.
Kind of think they'd move a little better. I don't know what's going on with them. Full moon's kind of messed up.
Well, I think it's, deer like to walk with the rise and the fall of the moon, I've always thought, but that moon came up late, so I think as it got higher above the trees, they started moving a little bit, is what it was.
Yeah, maybe what it was.
That'd be my guess, but I tell you, it was an absolutely beautiful, cool evening. Yeah, I got a little cold towards dark there. I didn't wear quite enough clothes, so I was proud to see that deer finally come out so I could get out of there.
Well, think about it though. Most of your feeding times are really when the moon's straight up or straight down.
Yeah, well, that's what people say. There's no doubt when it's overhead, And
if you look at the feeding charts, they reflect that, because the major feed was at 12:40 a.m. and then at 1:20 p.m. So that's about right. That's when the moon's straight up, straight down. But it's getting better. Towards next week, it'll be real good. We'll do some hunting then, some late season hunting.
Yes, sir.
I like.
Yes, sir. Late season. Maybe we can get over to Alabama there before January 31st rolls around.
Oh yeah. Well, see, I didn't mention that yesterday when I was talking to Michelle about going to Alabama. Next month I've already got my trip planned, so
yeah.
Just didn't tell her about it.
No, well, you cross that bridge when you get there.
That's right. She'll be fine. She don't mind at all.
Ain't no doubt about it.
Told her she can have her weekend, go do what she wants to do, and I'll sit home and babysit. I hope Mama's not busy that weekend. Yeah, she's gonna be helping me out a little bit.
Yeah, there ain't no doubt about that. I tell you, jockeying for position in the household when you're a hunter is always an issue. You got to start thinking way ahead. Make sure you get the grass cut and everything. I think we got a call coming in earlier this morning.
You got a call already.
Good morning, caller. You on there on the Good Outdoors?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing fantastic. How are you?
Oh, not bad. Just getting off work.
Getting off work. Going home, go to bed, or you going hunting?
Well, I'd like to go hunting, but I need to get on into bed. I got to babysit, so.
Yeah, well, you need all the rest.
How that goes.
All the rest you can get then.
Listen, I know you guys normally don't open the phone lines till 5, but y'all touching on the feeding times, I had a question for you, or to get your opinion on something. I follow two different websites when I'm looking at my feeding times, and it's the WCTV one, and then another one, Weather for You. And I was able to harvest 3 deer in November, and I went back to the Weather for You and at what times I killed those deer, and it was right in line with the feeding times. But the websites are two totally different things, and I've had more success with one. I just didn't know if y'all go by that or what's your take on it?
I very seldom ever look at the food charts. When I do, it's just because I want to see what what they're saying. I don't really, I'm a firm believer that it's just like yesterday afternoon. It was a beautiful afternoon. The weather was right. It was cooling off. The moon was coming up, and I figured the deer would walk. And sure enough, Steve did see a deer. I mean, you're gonna find deer every now and then that don't follow the pattern, of course.
Right.
I don't pay a lot of attention to it. I'm looking at that weather for you now. Does it have a feeding times on it?
Yeah, what I did is I on my phone I Googled Georgia wildlife feeding times, and that pulls up, and you can actually key in 31601 Valdosta, and it'll let you click on the month, and then it'll show you the whole month, minor feeding times, major feeding times, morning and evening.
Okay,
that's pretty
and
interesting.
Like I said, I didn't start looking at it until a few weeks ago, but like I said, I've killed those 3 in November, and I said, well, I just want to go back and see how accurate they were. And I killed all 3 of those at 7:40 in the morning, and it was right in line with it. So
pretty neat.
Yeah,
I just thought that was neat. I just wanted to see what y'all's opinion kind of was on it, but I'm not going to sit there and stand in front of the computer and say, well, I can't go hunt until 3. You know?
That's right. That's what I do. So on this one you're talking about, you can actually go back in time and see what the feeding times were at a certain time during the month previous. Is that what you can do on that site? Yeah,
it lets you click on the month of the year, and it's got it broken down from the first day to the last day.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
And I remembered what day I killed those 3 on over about a 3-week time span, and it was right in check when I pulled the trigger. So.
All right, we appreciate you calling in. We're a little over on our break. We had to run to a commercial, and that's interesting. We'll do some research on that and try to follow it ourselves. Talk more about it in the next segment.
All right, you guys have a good one.
Thank you very much. You listen to The Good Outdoors. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Everyone knows that Eagle Auto Repair in Lake Park, Georgia is the best place to get your vehicle back in shape and keep it there. But did you know they're also a certified U-Haul provider? That's right. If you are moving somewhere or pulling a car or truck and need help, Eagle Auto Repair can hook you up. No matter if it's local or long distance, we've got you covered. Might as well leave your car for service while you move. That's multitasking. Eagle Auto Repair, 321 Lakes Boulevard in beautiful Lake Park, Georgia. Stop by or give Ronnie a call at 229-559-1999.
We're running out of time. We're drawing the line. This is our battle cry.
Huntin' is Good TV is an action-packed hunting show with a mission to secure our hunting heritage. Join Steve Nichols, Trey Weatherington, and Neil Armati each week as they hunt across the U.S. and Canada with pro athletes, actors, wounded warriors, kids, and regular old Joes who know hunting is good. Huntin' is Good TV airs on Pursuit Channel and is available on Dish Network Channel 240 and DirecTV Channel 604. For more info, visit huntingisgoodtv.com and follow on Facebook at facebook.com/HIG TV show. You can also use your high-speed internet connection to watch online by logging on to filmon.com at the airtimes posted on our website. And remember, hunting is good.
This is our battle cry.
Southern Ocean Sports at 1607 North Ashley Street, Valdosta has been the South's premier dive shop for over 26 years. SOS is a NAUI accredited dive shop and teaches everything from open water dive classes right up to instructor. Come learn to dive with Dave Stone of the History Channel's hit show Axemen. Southern Ocean Sports also has a complete line of paintball guns and accessories, as well as the only skateboard shop in town. Stop by Southern Ocean Sports at 1607 North Ashley Street, Valdosta, or give them a call at 229-244-4084.
Crystal River Seafood, located at 958 North St. Augustine Road, is simply described as the best fresh seafood in South Georgia. Fresh is the key word here. No matter what you crave, from shrimp to fish, grilled to fried, Crystal River Seafood has it all. The service is second to none, and the atmosphere is typical Southern hospitality. So if you want to treat yourself to a fine, fresh seafood dinner with the family, or enjoy a nice lunch special, it's Crystal River Seafood in Valdosta, Georgia, just down from Tractor Supply on North St. Augustine Road.
So you need a car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Midway Auto Emporium at 4189 Bemis Road, Valdosta, Georgia. Cameron and Melissa Tucker has been serving the Valdosta area for over 7 years now. They are a family-owned and operated local business with hometown values and still believe in handshake deals. With a great selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, with a Carfax report on every one of them, along with bank financing at all credit levels and interest rates as low as 1.85% with approved credit. 4189 Bemis Road, or visit their website at midwayautoemporium.com.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie.
Hey, welcome back to the Good Outdoors, man. Yeah, we're without Ronnie again. He'll be back, I think he said January 2nd is when he's going to try to come back. He's getting around pretty good. Invited me over to eat again yesterday, but we were out hunting and I didn't get back in time, so... But he's doing a lot better, getting around good and getting in less pain every day, so that's a good thing.
Hope he scalds his hand on the frying pan. I'm just saying, because I don't get invited.
Well, he knows Billy's at the house.
Yeah, which is, and if he knew Billy at all, he would know that I'm starving. She's not cooking. She's on strike. The caller, previous caller, we were talking about the weather charts, and he wanted to know if we kind of went by them or anything. I probably, well, this year I ain't looked at the first one. I never do. I look at them out of curiosity sometimes. I am interested though in this weatherforyou.com, being able to maybe go back and look just out of curiosity the past month and see, you know, what the deer were doing in relation to what I was seeing, you know, and I'm gonna go hunting when I got a chance to go hunting. Now, I do believe that there's a lot of merit in some of these charts. I know that you said that you look at the one on O'Neill Williams' site when you look, and I know that I've seen the one on WCTV. He was talking about on the news when on occasion I've seen it. I know there's one in the GON magazine, or at least there used to be. I skimmed right over it if it's still there now, but a lot of people go by that. A lot of people believe in it, and I believe there's a lot of merit in it. But there's so many contributing factors. You know, when they set them charts, it's based on lunar times most of the time, and there's a lot of things that come into play there, like a cold front coming through, or a rainstorm coming through. Weather patterns, weather shifts, and that alter that. I think there's just a feel. Like yesterday, we just had the feeling. Being deer hunters on days like that, we just knew, hey, they're supposed to move this evening. Clear, cold, final, the first evening of real stable weather in a few days. It just seemed like time. That I can narrow it down most time, and you can too, within a 24-hour time period when they're going to move. Just based on how the day went. If the wind's been just absolutely blowing ridiculously hard all day, and then all of a sudden at 5 p.m. the wind lays, you got a chance for him to come out. But more often than not, it's after dark when they come out, and they move hard all night long. And then you get up the next morning and you hunt. You may see a deer headed back to the bedding area, but you just see fresh tracks where they just had a major movement during the night. If that wind's blown ridiculously hard for a period of time and it quits at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you got a much better chance of seeing them in the daylight, in my opinion. They'll come out earlier. Then you couple that in relation to what is the moon doing? Is it full? Is it a new moon? Is it rising? Is it falling? Is it straight up, straight down? There's just a lot of
lots of
variables there.
Lots of them.
The only thing I can tell you in relative certainty is that compared to hunting in your living room, you're going to have much better odds out there in the wild, no matter what time of day it is. So, got to get out and go. Get outdoors, go hunt. Take a kid with you. It's a good thing. So
yes, always a good thing. Always.
We don't normally open the phone lines until 5, like the caller said, but it's the holidays. There's a lot of people off, so if you do want to give a call and talk about a certain subject, it's 229-253-0995.
That's right. Give us a call and holler at us and tell us what you want to talk about. Well, that's what we're interested in. We got a few topics we're going to cover today. But I saw you was up watching football last night. What happened? I didn't watch any.
Well, I was watching. Well, here's a call. We'll talk to them about that.
Right.
Good morning, caller. You're on there on the Good Outdoors. How you doing?
Good. What's going on?
Oh, not much. How you doing?
All right. Headed to go pick up Jody. We headed to go shoot some ducks.
Go shoot some ducks this morning. Good
Ryan,
deal.
you said you didn't have a good time, or you had a good time, but you didn't shoot as good as you supposed to yesterday. They was carrying the shot away with him.
they was toting some steel yesterday.
Good gracious.
The ducks were there. They'll be there again this morning, but man, they were toting the steels yesterday.
Tighten that shot up a little bit today, huh?
Yeah, we're going with a different gun today.
You gotta aim for the head, man.
Oh yeah.
I tell you, talking about ducks, I don't know if you heard me the other day. I saw 138 ducks going in that swamp yesterday.
You wasn't supposed to tell Ryan.
You know how many? Same place, same exact spot. You know how many I saw go in there yesterday?
How many?
9.
How many?
9. How did it go? What changed? What caused it to go from 138 to 9?
I have no idea. I'm still new to this myself.
Yeah, it was puzzling to me. I could hear a few out there in the swamp and all that, but I did not see the ducks. Now, unless they changed their flight pattern and came in behind me or something, but I did not see the number of ducks that I saw just 2 days before. I don't understand it. Might be hard.
I'll get Jody to call in and tell you about that in a minute. He can probably tell you anything about that.
Yeah, well, it might have been. It might be that I know about as much about duck hunting as I do deer hunting. You know what I mean? I just don't know. I actually talked to Jody yesterday. I met him out there and was talking to him. He was doing some walking around with his kid. So I should have. Well, I didn't know when I saw him. But if you do get up with him here, ask him what would cause that. There's nobody hunted them, so I don't know. I'm just curious as to what happened.
Yeah.
How about you? You go by the feeding times any, Ryan, when you're deer hunting?
Yeah, I do. I do a lot. The biggest thing I watch, it don't really matter. I go hunt morning and evening, middle of the day. It don't matter. I hunt by this wind app. I downloaded it on my iPhone. Whichever wind direction, I'll pick out my stand, and that's usually been pretty successful. Yeah,
I play the wind. Pretty much every time I go hunting, I try to play the wind, but. I really never look at the feeding charts. I'll look at them, like Steve said, out of curiosity just to see. But, just being outdoors, you kind of know if a deer's going to walk or not a lot of times.
I'm always listening for the hoot owls.
Yeah, that's a good indicator.
Seems like when you hear them.
Yeah, that's right.
That's prime time.
Yeah, you're right about that. Now, I can relate. The biggest deer I've ever killed, I do know this. It was according to the feed chart, we were in Ohio, and it was tough. We weren't seeing many deer, and we just casually looked at the feed chart at the hotel, and that was at midday lunch, and it said poor all 3 days, and then that evening was no different. It said poor. The deer were going to move at have a minor movement at 2 a.m. and we saw 4 or 5 deer that evening. I shot the biggest buck I've ever shot with my bow. So I'm not going to not go because it says it's poor. If I got a chance to go deer hunting, I'm going to go and hope for the best.
Way I am.
But it does give you some confidence, I guess. If you're on the way to the woods, you pull out your cell phone and it says conditions are excellent at 7:30 a.m. It gives you a little confidence, and there's a lot to that. If you're confident in the place you're hunting, I think you do a lot better. You sit more still, you're more ready, you're more alert. So. Every edge you got is good.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, man, y'all kill us some ducks this morning and talk with Jody about that and see if he wants to call in and maybe see why the ducks changed their pattern yesterday at the hunting club.
If he's got his ears on, he'll probably call you in just a second.
Maybe so, man.
Appreciate it, buddy.
All right, have a good one, man.
Take it easy.
All right, see you. Yeah, I meant to tell you that yesterday. I was perplexed about that, but I kind of forgot about it with all the deer activity going on.
We're talking a lot about hunting, but let me tell you, man. This morning, for instance, in Lake Park, I was pulling out of Flash Foods when I had my coffee there, and there was a truck pulling a bass boat with 2 guys in there going fishing.
Man, they're going to earn it.
There's a lot of people out there fishing now.
Oh yeah, well, the fishermen are just like hunters, and they get a chance to go fishing, they're going to go.
Oh yeah, I was going by Bailey's. Stopped by Mike Bailey's Meats the other day. And this was just 2 days ago. And he was closing up shop early, didn't have much going on the day after Christmas. He had his rod and reel and his tackle box there. He's fishing to go fishing too.
Yeah, it's getting that time. That fish that Bulldog posted on Facebook looked like she was full of eggs. And I think maybe some of that warm weather's got them starting to get fattened up there, and it's a good time to go big bass fishing. There ain't no doubt about it. A lot of people catch a lot of big bass. I know. that guy in the GON that here about us that's caught so many 10-pounders. He's caught a lot of his fish in the wintertime. You know, it's a bigger bite, it seems to be. But you were talking about football. Last night we were watching the Duke-Cincinnati game. Normally I wouldn't be interested in that game, but I was pulling for Duke hard. You know, they're from the ACC. They hadn't been in a bowl game since 1994. Were able to make it there, and they should have won that game. They lost 48-34.
Oh man!
But man, they should have won it. They had every chance. They had the ball inside the 5 2 or 3 different times, and just couldn't get it done. And then you know I my prediction on the Baylor UCLA game came through. Baylor beat the snot out of them.
Didn't they?
Yeah, and I just had a feeling. I'd watched Baylor play a couple of times. There at the end of the season, they were really coming together. If they'd have started off better, they would have had a better season than they have. They walloped UCLA 49-26.
Good gracious!
And then Washington and I believe that's Boise State ended up going 28-26. Very good game, went down to the wire. And there were actually several games played yesterday. I believe all these games were played yesterday. I think there were 3 of them. So, but it's cranking up. There'll be more games today. I think there's a pretty good one coming on tonight. Who was it?
Let's see who plays tonight.
I think it's Saturday. I'm thinking about Ohio and ULM play tonight. Rutgers and Virginia Tech. That might be a pretty good game. And then Minnesota and Texas Tech. Come on,
that'd be good. I like to watch that one.
Texas Tech. They got a good offense. They usually score some points. So I don't know anything about Minnesota. That Rutgers Virginia Tech game, that'd probably be pretty good game.
Yeah, it probably will.
So
that's right. Lots of good bowl games this weekend too. 29th and 30th. I mean, or 31st. I mean, not the 30th, but
I put a post on Facebook. We're sitting there watching the game last night. I don't know if you saw it, but me and Charlie and Caden were picking out who we wanted to win, and they were arguing who's going to win. And Charlie says, "It don't matter who wins; it's all about the money."
All about the money.
Him 5 years old, boy, he's got it pegged, don't he? Well, we're going to try to wait there, sample up. We'll be back in 3 minutes. You listen to the Good Outdoors.
Drop by Bailey's Custom Meats at 1646 Clay Road in Valdosta and fill your freezer with the finest meats around. We will custom cut your steaks any way you want them. If it's not what you like, just tell us and we'll recut. This Friday and Saturday, we are selling bone-in New York strips for $4.99 a pound. We also have the Pick 5 for $19.99. Don't forget, we also process your deer that you take into Good Outdoors. Just quarter it and put it in the cooler. Hamburger, cube steak, or sausage, however you want it. Come by and see Mike and the gang at Bailey's Custom Meats today. We sell the meat your mama raised you on.
Triangle Discount Corner is a true discount and convenience store located at the intersection of River Street and St. Augustine Road. It's very easy to zip in and zip right back out. Triangle Discount Corner is all about convenience and discounts. Ice cold beverages, coffee, snacks, last minute needs, or filling up that gas tank in a flash is what we're all about. Wheel into Triangle Discount Corner today and tell them you listen to the Good Outdoors on Kicks Country 99.5 and get you a nice hot cup of coffee for a quarter. But you got to get there before 9 a.m. That's Triangle Discount Corner at the corner of River Street and St. Augustine in Valdosta.
Horizon RV in Lake Park, Georgia is your family-friendly RV dealer. Horizon carries a great selection of new as well as pre-owned RVs. Horizon owner B.K. Eisen created an RV dealership with a strong focus on its customers and the personal service it provides. The complete line of Coachman Freedom travel trailers is simply unbelievable, and the RV accessory and service department is second to none. If you need financing, Horizon RV has the best RV financing in Georgia. So stop by Horizon RV at 5343 Mill Store Road in Lake Park, Georgia, and take an RV to the Good Outdoors.
Hey, Dad?
Yes, Dawson?
Is there a limit on how many clay pigeons you can shoot?
Well, son, you really don't kill a clay pigeon since it's not alive to begin with.
Is there a limit on how many skeets you can shoot?
No, Dawson, there is not a limit. Usually here at Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail, we just see how many we can hit. And they are not called skeet, but I will explain that later.
Well, it wouldn't really matter if there was a limit for you.
Dawson, just because I run Southwind doesn't mean I shoot all the time.
That's not what I mean, Dad.
But what do you mean, Dawson?
If there was a limit, you wouldn't ever be in danger of going over it.
Are you saying I'm a bad shot?
Maybe you just need more practice.
Come see us today at Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail on the Quitman Highway just past the river in Brooks County, or visit our website at southwindclaysandquail.com for more information on quail hunts or rifle and pistol range or sporting clays.
You missed again, Dad.
Okay, son, let's keep moving.
Sweet Tea Smokehouse, Adel, baby. Stop by for lunch Monday through Friday, and Teresa will sit you down to the absolute finest barbecue sandwich you can find. Located a quarter-mile north of Cook County Fort in Adel, Georgia, Sweet Tea Smokehouse has the finest pork ribs and chicken in South Georgia. Teresa just introduced her new chicken wings to the public, and I'm telling you, they are a life-changing event. Sweet Tea Smokehouse is also open every Thursday and Friday evening from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Stop by Sweet Tea Smokehouse at 701 South Hutchinson Avenue, Adel, or call your order ahead at 229-896-1665.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie.
Hey, welcome back. Yeah. Got to get your music turned down a little bit here. Oh, yeah, that's a little better.
You listen to the Good Outdoors this morning on 99.5 Kicks Country. Daryl's got
I got a
little cold going there, so y'all bear with us there. You know, it's at least we here. That's all I can tell you, man. A lot of people take this week off and spend the time in the Good Outdoors, and we're stuck here talking about wishing we were in the Good Outdoors. So we
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, we doing the best we can here. We got Daryl Sample Jr. here this morning. He's a little
feeling real well.
Not feeling good, so we got a little stand in this morning, gonna help him out. So if we have a little technical difficulties, y'all bear with us. But we're gonna get through it. We were talking a little bit about the bowl games and stuff like that, and we had to go to break. And Daryl was telling me a little story that happened at work yesterday, so I'm gonna let him tell everybody. I think you get a kick out of this. I hope that I can contain myself because it's funny.
I got a friend of mine. He works with us out here at CJB's. His name's Tony. Great guy. He talks a whole lot. He never shuts up, if you can understand that.
I like him already.
Believe me, he does not. He does not hardly talk at all. I keep telling him every day he needs to be quiet because he doesn't talk much. But anyway, we were upstairs working on a motor the other day and had to line 2 pulleys. And we needed a square, a framing square with a straight edge on it. Well, we didn't send him after it, but anyway, our boss man sent him after a big square. He said, "Tony, go get a big square." And Tony's young. He hasn't been in the construction industry or nothing like that. He didn't know what he's talking about. He said big square, so he, eager to help. He hauled butt to the shop.
He charged on out there to go get the square.
He went to get the square. Anyway, we turned around and looked, and here comes Tony. Keep in mind, we didn't know he'd went after a square. And keep in mind, Tony walks up on the platform here, and he's got this 4x4 sheet of plywood.
A square
plywood. And I looked and I said, "Tony, what are you doing? What are you doing over here with the wood?" He said, "Well, your boss said you needed a big square." He said, Tony, I said, "Tony, are you serious?" And he said, "Yeah."
Holy moly.
So we literally for 5 minutes we didn't work. We laughed, and it wasn't laughing at Tony. It was laughing with Tony. And Tony sent me a message this morning that said, "How about a big square?" So he's a good sport. Appreciate it, Tony, man.
Yeah, Tony. I'm sorry about it, but you about as sharp as a bowling ball. Good Lord, have mercy. Go get a square.
It reminds me of times back when I was young and inexperienced. And Steve, he went through the same thing.
No doubt.
With sending people to get wire stretchers and all that. So it's pretty funny, man.
Yeah,
but
we were. You ain't really supposed to do this, but we were bored one day at work in Brunswick there at the floor covering store, and we decided to call Home Depot and ask some questions there. And we dialed up the phone, had them on speakerphone. We all was standing around, and I said, "I need to speak to the electrical department." So they patched us through, and I said, "Hey, I'm looking for a 1.21 gigawatt capacitor." And no, well, we said breaker because we knew they wouldn't get a 1.21 gigawatt breaker. And it was a girl. She goes, "Well, hold on, let me look." So she goes back there, and we're giggling, a little bit. So she comes back and says, "Sir,
Back to the Future.
I can't find one that's a 1.21 gigawatt capacitor." Well, can you get? I said, "No offense, but can you get someone on the phone that's more experienced?" She goes, "Well, let me get my manager." Now the manager, okay. So he gets on the phone. He goes, "Can I help you?" I said, "Yes, sir. I'm looking for a 1.21 gigawatt breaker." He goes, "All right, hold on a second." So we're laughing, thinking, "Well, this idiot," So he comes back and says, "Sir, you said 1.21?" I said, "Yeah, it's a standard 1.21 gigawatt breaker." And he goes, "Okay, let me look one more time." So he comes back, and you're not going to believe this. And we fell out when he did it. He goes, Yes, sir. We got 2 of them. I swear he did, and we just fell out laughing, you know. And I said, "Okay, I'll be up there in a minute," you know. But the guy actually said that they had 2 1.21 gigawatt. Now, if you're not laughing right now, you obviously have not ever seen Back to the Future. The movie with Michael J. Fox. He's in there, and the car uses a 1.21 gigawatt capacitor.
Yes, sir.
And a flux capacitor. We might have even said flux capacitor or flux breaker. I don't know, but it was absolutely hilarious. And
but they had them. That's what they didn't let the customers down, did they?
They had 2 of them. You know, I would have expected them just to say, "No, sir, we just don't have them." But he said that they had 2 of them in stock. So
Man,
we should have went up there and got them, I guess.
Yeah, you should have went there and asked for them. So, well, I called a while ago, and you said you had 2 of them. What? Somebody come in and get them that quick?
Yeah, and then I told you, you know, Tony, I'm gonna own up here. You know, I fell for the old wire stretcher routine and working for an electrical company in Valdosta, Quality Electric. We were wiring a school over there in Homerville, and Andy Kelly, good friend of mine. He was actually the lead electrician on the job. We pulled some wire in this conduit. It was a little short, and he told me to go to the truck and get the wire stretcher. And I hauled butt out there. I looked through the back of the truck, the back seat, the side body toolboxes, and it finally dawned on me. I said, you know, I don't think there's any such thing as a wire stretcher. So I came back, you know, and I said, you got me. But I think we've all fell.
We used to do that. You know, I was contracting for years. We used to do that all the time with new, you know, young guys straight out of school coming to help them for the summer. We'd act like we just busy and we needed a wire stretcher or something. We'd send them the truck. They'd come back. Well, I didn't see it. And man, it's right there in the side toolbox on the driver's side. Get out there. We got to have it. And they'd run back out there.
We go back again.
Fall out laughing. Come back, man, I can't find it. Pretty soon we'd have to just bust out.
I don't know if he's listening, but I bet our old good buddy Bill Slaughter at Waller Heating and Air, I bet he can spend some too there. I guarantee you he's had some guys go out there to get Freon reloaders or whatever the case may be in the air conditioning industry. But anybody that's worked around equipment's got stores like that. That's a lot of fun.
Oh yes, always. You got to have fun when you work. I do. When I work, I got to have fun. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, I was looking back. I'd seen a joke this morning. I wish I'd ever kept it. It was here on Facebook. I don't remember who put it up there or what, but it was. I'll have to try to find it. We'll tell it in a few minutes.
Yeah, that's. I tell you, it's some funny things happening. We're gonna switch gears a little bit here. I was telling Daryl, you know, about this article that caught my eye when I was sitting in the deer. This is just almost don't even sound right to say. I was sitting there yesterday in the deer stand with my iPhone reading Fox News, ESPN, Facebook, and all. I'm thinking, man, this is ridiculous. And I consciously thought about how ridiculous this is. You know, we're outdoors in the good outdoors. We have a radio show preaching the benefits of the good outdoors, and here I am up there with a daggum cell phone. Just, you know, passing the time, you know, reading the book, whatever, you know. But anyway, I did stumble across something that was pretty interesting. It was an article about new laws. It is new laws, strange laws, crazy laws that take effect in 2013. And lo and behold, I came across 2 that is relative to the good outdoors, and one of them is honestly very upsetting to me. The one I'm talking about was, believe it or not, imagine this, passed in California.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not going to surprise me.
Animals, and this is how it reads. Animals were also on the mind of California legislators who passed a bill to ban hunters from using packs of dogs to chase black bears and bobcats. So you cannot run bear with dogs or run bobcats with dogs in California, effective in 2013. They deemed that the practice of hounding is cruel and unnecessary, and it's bad for bears, bobcats, and dogs. There's, Senator Ted Lieu, a Democrat from Torrance. Again, imagine that. Mm-hmm. There's nothing sporting in slaughtering an exhausted bear, clinging to a tree limb, or shooting a cornered bobcat. So there is one more hunting privilege that has been yanked away from us collectively. It's in California. No matter what, this is our whole premise of Hunting is Good TV and the Good Outdoors. I don't chase bears with dogs, but had I known this was going on, if it was trying to go on in the state of Georgia and they were trying to pass it, I'd be the first in line out there fighting to defeat it, because it's absolutely ridiculous. If you don't like to do it, then don't do it, okay? I'm not going to tell you, unlike the mayor or whoever of New York City, I'm not going to tell you what to eat because I think it's going to make you fat. If you want to eat it, then by God, eat it. But don't tell me I can't eat it. It's like bacon. We've been eating bacon all our lives, okay? People live to be 100 years old eating bacon. So don't tell me I can't eat bacon. And I'm going off on a tangent here, but I'll never forget my ex-wife's grandfather, Taft Lee, God rest his soul, fine man, lived to be almost 100 years old. He smoked Camel cigarettes without the filter till just about the day he died, and his brother, who was also in his upper 80s, at his funeral, I'll never forget, he said, you know, I knew that them Camel cigarettes would finally get him. You know, and he lived to be 100. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not a smoker, and I'm definitely, I would encourage everybody that smokes to stop smoking, to quit smoking. But the bottom line is, if you want to smoke, then more power to you, brother. You smoke.
That's right.
I don't need the government telling me, you know, what I can and cannot do. I just cannot stand it. Now, here we go with the government taking one of our rights away. You know, we can't bear hunt in California. You can't dove hunt in New Jersey.
It's ridiculous.
It would blow your mind how many places that have banned hunting or styles of hunting.
Yeah.
And I don't know, us as sportsmen, we got to do a better job of knowing what's going on out there.
They're coming after hunting. They're coming after fishing.
Yep.
I mean, any kind of outdoor sport or activity that you can imagine, somebody is coming after it in some way, and you have to stand up.
Yep. I think we got a call coming in. We'll go ahead and take it. Oh, we got a break. I'm sorry. We're adjusting here. We'll go ahead and take a break this morning. It's a little bit early, but we'll go ahead and pile in there. We'll take a break. We'll be back right here in 3 minutes on The Good Outdoors.
You are a hunter. You probably hunt from a tree. If you do, you owe it to your family to use a safety harness. Hunter's Safety System has been providing hunters with a safe way to hunt for over 10 years. Many companies have created vests since, but Hunter's Safety System is still number one. There are styles that fit men, women, and children of all shapes and sizes. Do not climb a tree without vests and products from Hunter's Safety System. You get no second chance. Visit huntersafetysystem.com. Saving lives is what they do. Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200.
White Brothers Auto Supply is South Georgia's auto parts headquarters, located at 1106 West Hill Avenue in Valdosta, Georgia. White Brothers can cover the smallest auto part need right up to a replacement engine or transmission. Serving Valdosta with an enormous auto parts inventory, you can rest assured that White Brothers has what you need, no matter if you're a do-it-yourselfer or an automotive professional. White Brothers has the right part at the right price. Stop by 1106 West Hill Avenue in Valdosta or call 229-244-8773 for all your auto part needs.
Hey guys, you want to win a free hunting or fishing trip?
Well, it's easy. Just like us on Facebook.
That's right. Like us on Facebook at The Good Outdoors with a Z. Each month we will draw a name on air and enter it in the grand prize drawing to be held December 21st, just in time for Christmas.
The winner will be announced on air and can have his or her choice of a hunting or fishing trip, all expenses paid.
And I hope you're not camera shy, because it just might be filmed for the Hunt is Good TV show.
Now remember, you have to like us on Facebook at The Good Outdoors.
With a Z.
That's right, The Good Outdoors with a Z.
Here we go again. Every time there's a food plot to be planted, Daryl's nowhere to be found. You see him, Ronnie?
He's probably in the truck eating a dang sandwich.
I'm sitting right here by this tree and they don't even see me.
Man, that Real Tree AP was designed to blend hunters with their surroundings, not hide them when it's time to work.
I'm so hidden the scooters can't even find me.
Okay, Daryl, come on. We got to get this stuff planted.
What's that? Hey, stop it.
Real Tree. It's so real, a coyote might pee on it.
Serves you right, you slacker.
Hey y'all, have you heard about Carter & Sons Produce? Farm fresh produce as always, plus the all-new Carter & Sons Butcher Shop is now open. Hand-cut meats, top-grade selections, plus all the fixings. It just doesn't get much better than that. Stop by today to pick up everything you need for your family's dinner table. And don't forget, find us on Facebook, Carter & Sons Produce and Butcher Shop, voted #1 in South Georgia for a reason. 1500A, South Patterson Street, Valdosta. Y'all come see us.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Good morning. You're riding along with us on 99.5 Kicks Country. Listen to The Good Outdoors this morning. We're talking about some of the laws that have been enacted, and of course, the one there in California banning running bears and bobcats with dogs, and it's gone. Ridiculous. You can't do it. It's you just cannot do it. So evidently there wasn't enough people out there able to rise up and defeat the law.
Well, it's not that. It's California. There's enough crazy people out there to defeat anything you try to do.
Yep, that's right.
Excuse me, I didn't mean to bash California.
No, you're right. I mean, you're only talking about the ones that live out there who are crazy. I'm sure that there's some out there that's not.
That's right.
I'm sure they're in the minority, obviously, but you don't understand what they also did. You're talking about a state that is just bankrupt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now. Ain't nobody going to be generating any money from the tax revenue from the dog hunters. They're not going to own the dogs, so they're not going to buy dog food. They're not going to buy pet supplies. There's no telling economically what kind of impact it made on there.
One of the first shows we did was on the economy. How the economy is stimulated by outdoors, not by hunting and fishing alone, but it stimulated more by camping and bicycling than anything. And I think we're going to go back over that next week. I think that's going to be one of our shows next week. We'll go back over the economic impact of the outdoors.
Well, just think about me and you. Or we'll call each other up and say, hey, you want to go hunt this evening? Well, yeah, I'll meet you down there at 3:30 or whatever. Well, we'll get our first of all, let's start right from the get-go. What it caused for me to do is, first of all, I had to take a shower. Okay, wash down with scent-free soap that I paid for somewhere along the way. I used natural gas to heat my water to take the shower. You see where I'm going with this. I had to stop and get gas to get down there, so while I was in there, I bought a Mountain Dew and a Hershey bar and a pack of gum or something, and I got down there. And then I killed the deer last night, so I went and skinned it. Had to have a couple of bags of ice, so while I was in there getting a couple of bags of ice, I grabbed 2 loaves of bread, while I was there. But anyway, it's just the whole cumulative effect of hunting and the money it raises. For a state like California, they ought to be thinking about lengthening the season to run bear for dogs to generate revenue to bail them out.
You bought a gun, you bought ammunition, you bought camouflage clothes and all kind of different places to go.
Yeah, your knives. I mean, the gambrel that I hoisted the deer up with, the rope I used to pull it up with, all that was caused by deer hunting, and it's just, I don't know, it makes no sense. But then there, you got some wildlife laws that are good. In the state of Kentucky, a new law has been enacted that now imposes stiffer penalties on those who release feral hogs into the wild. Kentucky's growing feral pig population is a threat to farmland, natural habitats, human health, all kinds of stuff. So they passed a law that was already on the books, but they increased the fines and the penalties if you get caught releasing one in the wild, which right now, you don't think about it. Well, why is that? Ain't nobody turning hogs loose. Yes, they are.
Yeah, they are.
A lot of people in Kentucky, especially, a lot of hog farming operations. The price of feed has gotten up so high, the price of the meat has continued to drop that they've decided, man, it's cheaper for me just to let the daggum things go. So now they've imposed sanctions and penalties, to protect against that.
Well, not just that, but people are wanting to let them go for hunting activities where they can charge people to come on their farm and hunt them too.
Right, and they don't realize that you're right. And they don't realize they have 3 litters a year and they can overpopulate
in a hurry
faster than you can kill them with a gun. So, one other quick, interesting note in Kentucky: copper thieves in Kentucky will have a harder time trying to sell stolen copper for a quick buck. State law now mandates that instead of getting cash immediately, you have to turn your copper in, fill out a bunch of paperwork, and they'll mail you a check. So now that's going to cut down on people raiding air conditioning units and new construction home sites and all that.
And I support that 100%.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I really do, because if I had, and if used to when I was in contracting, I had copper every now and then.
Yep.
We'd save it up from jobs or wherever we were at.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind going up there and selling it and getting a check a week later.
Of course.
Because I'm honest about it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't steal it.
And also in the great state of Kentucky, just while we're on it, they also finally made a change. The state recently got around to removing wording from its constitution that gives guidelines concerning pensions for Confederate soldiers. Now, there ain't been a living Confederate soldier in a long, long time. So I'm glad that they got the guidelines finally correct on the pensions that they're paying those people that are 213 years old.
That's funny.
Interesting stuff, man.
I got a joke I want to tell.
Oh,
I found it on Facebook.
Here we go. We're going to have to find a joke of the day sponsor.
Yeah,
so if you listen out there and you want to sponsor the joke of the day, we'll make you a deal. But go ahead.
It's kind of borderline here. This is kind of embarrassing.
Pushing the envelope, you said.
Embarrassing sex story.
Uh-oh.
So a woman is having an affair during the day while her husband is at work. Her 9-year-old son comes home unexpectedly, sees them, and hides in the closet. The woman's husband also comes home, so she puts her lover in the closet, not realizing that her son is hiding in there.
Oh.
The little boy says, "It's dark in here." The man replies, "Yes, it is." The boy says, "I have a baseball." The man said, "That's nice." The little boy says, "You want to buy it?" "No, thanks." The little boy says, "Well, my dad's right outside." Man says, "Yeah, okay, how much?" He's $250. Well, in the next few weeks, it happens again, and the boy and the lover are in the closet together again. Boy says, "Dark in here." Man says, "Yes, it is." Boy says, "I have a baseball glove." The man says, "You know what? I remember last time." He says, "How much?" Boy says, $750. The man says, "All right, that's fine." A few days later, the father says to the boy, "Grab your glove, let's go outside and have a game of catch." The boy says, "I can't. I sold my baseball and my glove." The father asks, "Well, how much you sell them for?" The boy said, $1,000. Father says, "That's terrible to overcharge your friends like that. That's way more than those two things were worth. I'm going to take you to church and make you confess." The boy goes to church, and the father makes the little boy sit in the confession booth, and he closes the door. The boy says, "It's dark in here." The priest says, "Don't start that again."
Oh, man. That is borderline on so many levels.
Sorry.
Good grief.
Don't start Friday.
Here we go again.
Well, it's got to be Friday, We have fun things on Friday.
Well, maybe nobody does want to sponsor jokes like that. Yeah, I think a good knock-knock joke would have been more appropriate.
Sorry. Hey, Shane Starling's going, old friend of mine, he says he's going to see if he can kill him a few ducks this morning. He's got the boat in the creek, and he wants to see some birds flying. So good luck, Shane.
Yep, I tell you, there's a lot of people that hunt ducks.
Oh, yeah.
You got Facebook, of course, now the social media, man, we see a lot of people holding up their ducks that they shot. So good thing to do. It's kind of making me want to go. Hey,
Tony just chimed in and said he's listening now. Sorry, my friend, I had to tell about the square joke a few minutes ago. I hope you didn't mind. Maybe you didn't hear it. So
hey, when you get to work, I need you to have a rectangle and a triangle ready to go. We got some work to do this morning. That's funny, man. We love you, brother.
Yeah, that's right. Rusty McDonald chimed in, said he's listening. He had a great Christmas, and
Rusty's probably sitting there. What's so funny about getting a square?
Yeah, I think Rusty was listening a while ago. He talked about I think his nephew, Rusty's the one from Leesburg, I believe. His nephew killed him a deer the other day.
Good deal.
So congratulations to him. Yes, sir.
I got home last night. My 13-year-old daughter Gavin was dying to get her picture took with the doe I shot. I don't know what was up with that, but I took it, and she posted it on her Facebook. Yeah, I don't know if she was lying and telling everybody she shot it or what, but she just wanted to pose with the deer. That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Man, I got to get over this. If I'm going to hunt this weekend, I was sitting up there yesterday, and I had to work a little bit late. And when I went hunting yesterday, I took all my clothes and forgot my shoes. So I had my work shoes. And I work in a chemical manufacturing plant, by the way. I got there yesterday afternoon, run a little bit late. Steve was already there. And put my camouflage clothes on, I had to put my work boots back on. So I'm sitting up in the stand. Luckily, the wind was blowing perfect for me, away from the deer. And I text Steve yesterday. I said, "You know what? Here I am wearing these stinking clothes, sitting in a deer stand. Ain't no way in the world I'm going to see a deer." And nope. I didn't know what. Got a call coming in? Let's take it. Good morning, caller. You on the Good Outdoors?
Morning, fellas.
What's going on?
We're raising a taxidermy.
I hear you.
What's up, Jody?
I hear you.
I'm going to kill a couple of feather friends.
I hear you. Did Rhino tell you what my question was about why I didn't see the ducks yesterday that I saw 2 days before?
He did.
Well, what's your estimate on that?
In my professional opinion, it's probably one of two things: either migrators or they're looking for food elsewhere.
Huh.
A lot of times on farm ponds, small ponds, ducks don't travel the same pond multiple days in a row. They may come today, they may come 2 days later. They might not come tomorrow morning. If they come this morning,
right?
So that's just what I've noticed from over years hunting.
Yeah, it was just kind of caught me off guard. I sat there and watched them specifically go in pretty much one little spot in that swamp. Right there just before dark. And I thought, man, I marked the tree, and I told Daryl, I said, man, we're going to have a field day. I know right where to go, and I'm sitting there yesterday evening, and only 9 came in. I just couldn't fathom what the deal was.
Well, generally, after them, they're just roosting anyway, so they're not really coming there feeding. You'll probably see more ducks in there in the morning you would afternoons.
Yeah, I guess that's what I need to do now. Another thing that I noticed the other day when I saw so many, there was about 40 or 50 flew out of the swamp.
Right.
And that's what I kind of thought, well, maybe they're feeding in there, but I didn't see any. I might have saw 2, come to think of it, fly out, and then only 9 fly in. So I don't know. It's kind of one of them things, I guess, you got to kind of scout them out and know what's going on. So we have not hunted that stand in the morning, and I'd be interested to sit there and scout the ducks. And
it's a big swamp too. It's a huge swamp. So.
Yeah, they could have
be moving around anywhere.
That's right. They could have come in
the backside or whatever.
Yeah, they could have actually flew in behind me, and me not heard or seen them. So they still may have come in. I mean, did they fly with the wind or certain directions with the wind in relation to the wind?
Everybody, I've always heard, I normally hunt with the wind because ducks, especially on a gusty wind or a wind that picks up a little bit, they'll fly with the wind and land against it.
Right, I got you.
That's not always the case as far as them getting off the roost and flying to a feed pond or whatever.
10-4.
Good deal.
Well, we appreciate you calling in and giving us your opinion. As a reward, we may have to try to figure out how to take you along with us when we go.
That's right.
Hey, I got a big toys gun, and we'll travel.
10-4. Appreciate you calling, Jody.
All right, man.
All right,
see you, buddy.
Yeah, that clears us up. We're gonna have to create an advisory staff. Jody can head up the duck situation. Maybe we let Ryan head up the hog situation. We'll get us a couple of deer advisors, some turkey advisors, some frog gigging advisors, every category.
Let them go out in the woods, scout them out. Me and you just go take advantage of it.
Well, that's exactly right. Let them line it up, and then we'll go in and knock it out, man. It's teamwork. But we'll talk more about the advisory board when we get back here in 3 minutes. You listen to The Good Outdoors on 99.5. Thanks for listening.
Fisherman's Paradise. The mention of the name makes me want to get out on the water. Fisherman's Paradise at 2031 Bemis Road, Valdosta, has been serving South Georgia and North Florida for over 12 years. A huge selection of rods by Shimano, reels, fishing line, lures, you name it. I counted over 600 different types of Zoom plastic worms alone. They got Culprit, Assassin Salt, Berkeley Gulp, Reaction, and on and on. They got topwater, crankbaits, spinners, and one of my favorites, the rattle trap. From hooks to corks and sinkers to minnows, shiners, and live worms, Fisherman's Paradise can send you to the lake, pond, or river with total confidence. Dave and Judy Leonard want to thank everyone from Bainbridge to Nahunta, from Perry, Georgia to Perry, Florida, and everywhere in between for making them the fisherman's choice. If personal, knowledgeable, one-on-one attention is what you need, stop by Fisherman's Paradise at 2031 Bemis Road, Valdosta. I promise you this, the fish will hate you for it. That's Fisherman's Paradise, proud sponsor of The Good Outdoors.
Steve, what's wrong? Why are you crying?
Man, I've been unfaithful. I found someone else.
Dude, what were you thinking? Does she know?
What? Not on my wife, you knucklehead.
Then what are you talking about?
I've eaten the same pizza for years, but I went to Marco's Pizza a few weeks back, and when I crave pizza, it's Marco's at 4320 Kings Way behind Cass Perch and Pipkin Motors.
Man, I've been hitting that place from day one. Pizzas, wings, cheesy breads, salads, sandwiches, it's all incredibly delicious.
It sure is, and have you tried those Marco's chicken dippers? Oh my gosh, are those things out of this world.
They have specials every day, and what a great place for the family.
Marco's is the place to be for food, and my personal favorite is I get to watch SpongeBob on the TVs located right there on the table.
Visit Marco's Pizza on Kings Way in Valdosta today. Hot delivery and quick carryout also available.
That's Marco's Authentic Italian Pizza.
Give them a call at 229-245-9595. Val Optics on Patterson Street in Valdosta, Georgia has been providing 1-hour service for 25 years. From eyeglass repair to eye exams conducted by one of 2 on-site optometrists, Val Optics is there for all of your eyesight concerns. There is no need for an appointment, and most insurances are accepted. Val Optics also accepts outside prescriptions. So if you need eyeglass repair or an eye exam, stop by Val Optics at 601 North Patterson Street, Valdosta, Georgia. 25 years in business says it all.
So you need a car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Midway Auto Emporium at 4189 Bemis Road, Valdosta, Georgia. Cameron and Melissa Tucker has been serving the Valdosta area for over 7 years now. They are a family-owned and operated local business with hometown values and still believe in handshake deals. With a great selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, with a Carfax report on every one of them, along with bank financing at all credit levels and interest rates as low as 1.85% with approved credit. 4189 Bemis Road, or visit their website at midwayautoemporium.com.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Good morning. It's Friday morning, 5:38 a.m. You're listening to The Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Man, we have a blast every day of our lives. We get in here early. We talk about the good outdoors. Anything you want to talk about, you can give us a call at 229-253-0995. I think we got a call coming in now. Good morning, caller. You on there? On?
Good morning, sir.
Hey.
I'm Rusty from Leesburg, Georgia.
Hey.
Oh. Hey, look, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, sir. Okay, yeah. I always say about bull. I like bull, so that's good. I like that name, you know, because I'm in from Leesburg, Georgia, and I'm in the wheelchair and everything, and I Georgia Sheriff and showing all you guys, you know how to do it, and you got a good show for both you guys. But I got a question for you.
What you got?
When it comes to deer hunting, about those chasing the girls, they say the scent means a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, what will be the biggest thing if he wants not to those to find you, if he knows around you and you understand all that, to know what's coming up. Any advice?
Yeah, as far as what scent to use when you're hunting, is that what you're asking?
Yeah, say you in the stand and you got everything on all that, and you know they're around you, but what be the scent blocker you'd be, like when you want that big one to walk out there in the woods.
Yeah.
And,
Well, a lot of we use different kind of scents to attract deer. We'll use a calming scent. Is more that's like a deer smell. I use it some, and it's called something like a buck butter, and it's a common scent. It's like a bedding scent. It lets deer know the other deer in the area. Now, if I'm wanting to attract a big buck to come in, I'll use some sort of doe and heat lure. There's hundreds on the market. There's all kinds of them. Tink 69, I mean, they've been out for years and years, probably 25, 30 years or more. And a lot of companies make different ones, but that's what will attract that buck to come in. And that's like that. It's a doe in heat. It's like a dog. When a dog comes in heat, that's how a deer smells. And that's what will attract that big one to come in a lot of times.
Right, because I know, I've had a lot of them to come out there. And the small ones, and, you just stand in stone, you want to, to take down, and that's I sit back and say, no, I wasn't no bullwinkle. That's what I was.
That's right.
Yeah, and you just that's why you just anticipate that bullwinkle, and just don't show up. Like I mean, but the small ones, so I was thinking would have been easy. Just what right thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's not it's not an exact science. Sometimes them big ones get big because they're smart, and they don't always fall for everything out there. And I've always said deer hunting and killing a big buck is a lot of luck. You have to be in the woods where that big buck is at that time, because he's going to travel so far. And a lot of times them small ones are going to come out because they don't know. They don't know any different. Right.
So
it's a crapshoot, either way.
Well, your main thing is you want to blend in. You don't want the deer to know you're there, so you use a combination of things that kill your scent so they don't smell you, and then you use other scents to attract them. And like Daryl said, you can use scents to make them, feel like there's other deer in the area. Then you just hope.
That too. You're right. Yep.
Yep. You just hope for the best.
I mean, you want it there, but at your time, but when when you want to find it, you just can't find it. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right.
Well, well, I tell you what, I'm from Leesburg, Georgia, and I love you guys, and y'all keep doing what you're doing, because
all right.
So listen to you right now, brother.
Okay, thank you for listening. Thank you for calling in this morning.
I love you guys.
All right, man.
See
thanks,
you, buddy.
Leesburg, Georgia,
yes,
man.
Sir,
I'm
checking in.
Yeah, there's some big there's some big bucks in Leesburg. I'd like to go over there where the caller was and do some hunting. So, but you talked about a calming scent a while ago. That's a really good thing. Deer just have scent. And if you just have the scent of a deer out there, sometimes that's all you need to let them come on out. But we got another call coming in. Good morning, caller. You listen to the Good Outdoors.
Yes, you were talking about closing areas and hunting.
Yeah.
In Florida, have they closed the fox pens?
That's a good question.
It is a good question. I don't know.
We'll have to do some research.
Someone told me down here they have a fox pen and said they had closed them in Florida.
I heard the same thing.
Okay.
And we'll have to check on that, so stay tuned next week. I'll do some research over the weekend, and we'll see if we can find out for sure.
I sure will. Thank you.
Appreciate you calling. Yeah, fox pens used to be not too many years ago, less than 20 years ago. They used to be everywhere. There's one right outside of Ray City there that a lot of guys I knew would go to, but I know that a lot of them have closed, but I don't know if it was state mandated or the fact they just closed because business was down or whatever. We got another call coming in. Good morning, caller. You on there on the Good Outdoors?
What happening, Hammers?
What's going on, Peg?
Hey, it's all good, man.
Good deal. Good deal.
Good to hear y'all.
Man, good to hear you. I'm glad you're back in the land of the living there.
Yeah, man, I tell you, it's dark down yonder.
I hear you.
I don't like it.
No.
What you got going on this weekend?
Well, I've been listening to y'all all week, and I had a phone to mess up with me, so I wasn't able to keep your number, and I was dialing 259-0995.
Waking people up, wasn't you?
Man, everybody, people was like, this ain't the Good Outdoors. And I said, well, I tell you what, it ain't must not be a good house either, the way you keep talking. But anyhow, I've been listening, and I wanted to call y'all and say, hey, look, y'all get that duck hunt up now. I can sit there and watch if I can't shoot.
Yeah, I hear you. We'll have to invite you then. If we get it going on, we know the season goes out January 28th, thanks to Ryan.
That's right. I remember hearing him.
And I'm going to talk to the man this weekend and see if we can't set up a hunt out there.
Yeah, and you can be the spotter, Peg. You can sit there with me and just help me look. You look one way, I'll look the other, and we might can make a good team there.
Hey, brother, you just don't know. I can duck, dodge, and weave, and say, look at yonder Steve.
Just keep your head down. Keep your head down.
But you said that jokingly. I'd be interested.
All right, we'll take you. Ain't no doubt about it. Daryl's the point man on that to get the permission to schedule it, and we'll go out there. We may not see a thing, but we'll get there and laugh and have a good time, won't we?
Yeah, man. If he's point man, I'm in.
10-4.
I'll tell you what, Peg, you're going to have to be in the same boat with me. Hey, all jokes aside, you're going to have to be in the same boat with me, because usually when I go out in a boat, I'm usually bad about dropping my paddle, and I believe you can help me get back to the bank, can't you?
Yes, sir, I can. I can take you. I jump in and swim. My big leg looks like the fin of a great white shark while it's bobbing along. We ain't got to worry about going down.
I hear you, brother. I hear you.
Hey, but y'all keep it up, man, and I love y'all. You just don't know. Tell old Ronnie I've been praying for him, and can't wait till he gets back up in that seat. That thing probably done blowed back out and done come uncushioned.
Yeah, the seat has recovered a little bit. I'm sure it's appreciating the break.
Tell old Darryl I said hello too, other brother Darryl.
We'll tell him. He's sitting here trying to stay awake. He's he's having a battle this morning.
Well, he's tough. He'll make it.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
He'll be all right. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Take care. If you need me, give me a call, Darryl.
All right, buddy.
Thank you, Peg.
Y'all take care, buddy.
All right, buddy. I just while Peg was on there, I did some research, and unfortunately, the article I pulled up says the the Humane Society of the U.S. applauds Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission for fox pen ban. So
another one that slipped by.
Definitely banned in Florida. Caller, if you're listening, it has, and it's this wasn't a ballot. This wasn't a chance to go to the ballot box and cast a vote on it. This was a decision solely made by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission to prohibit the cruel practice of chasing of foxes and coyotes by dogs inside a fenced enclosure. So there you go. We got another call coming in. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors. How you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I can relate to Peg calling the wrong number.
Yeah.
Ask Daryl to tell y'all about the deal about what I done the other day.
Yeah, I remember now, Earl. Earl called. He called was going to call the show or something. What'd you do? You called Michelle by mistake, you thought, and you thought it was my Michelle.
Well, what it was, I hit the wrong number and didn't realize it when I called in. And I got a cell phone. It was a lady named Michelle,
and he thought it was my Michelle.
And I thought it was your Michelle.
Holy
I called later to apologize for calling so early, and it wasn't your wife.
The wrong Michelle.
The wrong Michelle. I thought that was kind of odd.
That was, man.
That's a coincidence there, ain't it, Earl?
That was funny, man.
Yeah, you need to get a few more coffees in you before you start dialing the numbers.
All right, but tell Peg I can relate to that calling the wrong number.
Okay, we'll do it, man. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, man.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I said, what a heck of a coincidence. What are the odds of that happening, man? Him to call a lady named Michelle.
Yeah, that is funny.
Yeah, I bet there's some people proud of us for getting calls early in the morning, people dialing the wrong number. But it's 229-253-0995, and we got another call coming in now. Good morning, caller. Oh, look at there. What is up with that?
We missed them.
Swing and a miss, strike one.
The absent nut, we need to do the absent nut weather report right
The
quick.
absent nut,
the rusty nut. I'm sorry, Ronnie.
Lay it on us, brother.
33 degrees outside. Wind's going to be 6 miles an hour. 51 for a high. 51 for a low tonight. 65 for a high. 33 tomorrow night. 63 for a high. 40% chance of rain tomorrow. 57 for a high Sunday. The winds tomorrow about 12 miles an hour. So going to be cooling at night and still cooling today. And
33 right now. It'll probably get down to 32 then, right before daylight, at least 31 maybe. It's always colder right before that sun comes up.
That's right.
We were touching on the coyote thing.
That was brought to you by Powerhouse Outdoor Equipment also.
There you go. Appreciate it, Powerhouse. And you go there and get your Polaris side-by-side, a Gravely walk-behind mower. They got all kind of stuff, service, parts, everything. So we appreciate their support.
Sure do.
Yeah, we'll get back on the Fox stuff. We're going to take a break here in a minute. 229-253-0995 is the number.
Don't call the wrong Michelle.
Yeah, call us and tell us what you think about the fox pen situation.
Yeah.
We'll be back in 3 minutes. You're listening to the Good Outdoors.
Hey, Dad?
Yes, Dawson?
Is there a limit on how many clay pigeons you can shoot?
Well, son, you really don't kill a clay pigeon since it's not alive to begin with.
Is there a limit on how many skeets you can shoot?
No, Dawson, there is not a limit. Usually here at Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail, we just see how many we can hit. And they are not called skeet, but I will explain that later.
Well, it wouldn't really matter if there was a limit for you.
Dawson, just because I run Southwind doesn't mean I shoot all the time.
That's not what I mean, Dad.
But what do you mean, Dawson?
If there was a limit, you wouldn't ever be in danger of going over it.
Are you saying I'm a bad shot?
Maybe you just need more practice.
Come see us today at Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail on the Quitman Highway just past the river in Brooks County, or visit our website at southwindclaysandquail.com for more information on quail hunts or rifle and pistol range or sporting clays.
You missed again, Dad.
Okay, son, let's keep moving.
Everyone knows that Eagle Auto Repair in Lake Park, Georgia is the best place to get your vehicle back in shape and keep it there. But did you know they're also a certified U-Haul provider? That's right. If you are moving somewhere or pulling a car or truck and need help, Eagle Auto Repair can hook you up. No matter if it's local or long distance, we've got you covered. Might as well leave your car for service while you move. That's multitasking. Eagle Auto Repair, 321 Lakes Boulevard in beautiful Lake Park, Georgia. Stop by or give Ronnie a call at 229-559-1999.
You did it. You bagged that trophy of a lifetime. So who you going to trust to recreate that memory? Jody Hewitt at Artistic Wildlife is the man to call. With years of experience and an attention to detail that is unmatched, Artistic Wildlife is the taxidermist for deer, turkey, ducks, fish, and even a dadgum godforsaken rattlesnake, if you're one of those crazy folks. Details on Jody's brand new Artistic Wildlife studio in Adel, Georgia will be coming soon. Give Jody a call at 229-560-3062 or visit his website at artistic-wildlife.com.
We're running out of time. We're drawing the line. This is our battle cry.
Huntin' is Good TV is an action-packed hunting show with a mission to secure our hunting heritage. Join Steve Nichols, Trey Weatherington, and Neil Armati each week as they hunt across the U.S. and Canada with pro athletes, actors, wounded warriors, kids, and regular old Joes who know hunting is good. Huntin' is Good TV airs on Pursuit Channel and is available on Dish Network Channel 240 and DirecTV Channel 604. For more info, visit huntingisgoodtv.com and follow on Facebook at facebook.com/HIG TV show. You can also use your high-speed internet connection to watch online by logging on to filmon.com at the airtimes posted on our website. And remember, hunting is good.
This is our battle cry.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie.
Yeah, welcome back to the Good Outdoors this morning. Let me tell you, this segment is brought to you by Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail, and I guarantee you'll have a good time. Me and Steve were sitting on deer stands yesterday listening. We're not far from Southwind, and they were popping off some shots over there, my friend.
Sound like a war.
It did. Now, there was people over there on the rifle and pistol ranges having fun, but you can go out there and shoot sporting clays, round of sporting clays. They've got a 5-stand. They've got all kind of stuff. He's got a great, wonderful course out there. Quail hunting, great place to go have parties for kids and cookouts. Man, I mean, you got to go out there and check them out. John Peake and the guys, they will take care of you out there.
Good, clean, inexpensive fun for the whole family. That's just the best way you can describe it.
And they were popping off some rounds yesterday. Yeah. I pulled something up on GON this morning. GBI needs to help in Hancock County murder case. And this was at a in Millersville, a 60-year-old man was found dead at his Garner's Grinders deer processing business at Highway 16 east of Sparta, and they don't know what's happened yet, as far as I know. And the guy he was found dead there. Probably somebody went in there and robbed him, is what I would suspect. They're talking about a man and a son. They had dropped off their deer. His son had killed a doe, and dropped it off. And they watched the last 10 minutes of the SEC championship with Mr. Nelson, and they said they weren't that busy at all, so they stayed out back watching him and the other fella skin the last few deer they had for the evening. And just a couple of days later, the man was gone. But if anybody has any information, I hope somebody out there does, of what happened. So
that's terrible. That's just absolutely awful for anybody.
Sure is.
The loss of human life, by another human being is unacceptable. Yep. And I hope they catch the people that did that and string them right up.
Yes, sir.
If we go back to hanging them from the oak tree at the courthouse square, dude, it would solve a lot of those
somebody's
problems.
Attention, won't it?
Oh yeah. Worst thing that happened to you now is you get on death row for 20 years.
Mm-hmm. And probably die of old age for you.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
I don't know.
229-253-0995. We probably got time for a couple more calls. If we've been talking about the closing of the fox pens and coyote pens, where you for those of you who don't know what they were, used to, people would build basically enclosures. They call them pens, but they would be many acres in size, and they were training facilities for running your dogs to teach them how to chase foxes. We got a call coming in. Good morning, caller. You're on the air on the Good Outdoors.
Morning. I definitely agree with him on the swift punishment.
Yes, sir.
No doubt about it. No doubt.
I mean, it's not right now to have to feed people in prison for years and then finally get up there and they've put a lot of people through pain and suffering before they killed them, and then all they get is a needle in the arm.
Oh, I know it. It sounds like a pretty calm way to go out, don't it?
That don't sound right.
No.
On my way to work, fellas, got my rod and reels in the back, minnows, and my jigs, and guess what's going to happen this afternoon?
You ain't going to go catch another speckled perch, are you?
No.
Ain't gonna be none left if you keep going.
I'm less than a mile. I'm right at a mile from where I walk out the gate from work. It's gonna be rough.
Wow,
man, that's tough, ain't it? I tell you,
Yep.
that is the life, man.
Well, tell Ronnie that I'm gonna take off the week of the 7th, and if he's fitting and able to go, he can either go sit in my little 15-foot creek draft boat, or we'll take his. We're gonna see if we can catch one.
Man, he'll be ready. I guarantee you.
Oh, he'll be back in action by then. I guarantee he'll be ready and raring to go.
Well, I've been where he is, and it takes a little while. But I had a physician that he loved to fish, and he and I went while I was mending. Y'all have a good one.
All right, appreciate you calling in.
All right, take care. Bye bye.
Now, see, that's living the outdoor life right there. When you take your doctor with you to the fishing hole right there. Now, that's a special relationship there.
Yeah, I got some friends out in Texas. Well, got some friends in Texas out hunting right now. Bo and Deidre and Deidre Bridger and Bo Johnson. They're out in Texas duck hunting. Ron Jones, he's out in Arkansas duck hunting.
He is
today.
Right.
I seen where he was headed out there. So ducks are a big thing, man. A lot of people.
A lot of people go to that flyway there in Texas, Arkansas, right through there. The ducks. That's a migratory flight pattern there, and it's there's just thousands of ducks shot every year. A lot of public land duck hunting out there. I know a lot of people that strike out and get up 3 or 4 to split the gas. They drive out there and shoot ducks for a few days and come back. They camp on state campgrounds and all. And they rough it. It's a pretty good trip. Sounds like a lot of fun. Got another caller. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. I got a question for you.
All right, what is it?
What do you think it's against our Second Amendment to wait the 3 days or whatever to get a gun?
No, I don't think it's against the Second Amendment. It's not infringing on your right to own the firearm. It's just another regulation set forth by the government in their eyes to protect the population against people getting them that shouldn't have them. Background checks for convicted felons and things like that. So I don't think it's against the Second Amendment. It's because it doesn't infringe on your right to own it.
Yeah, because I told my husband that they should have that grace periods, and he's like, no, that's against your right to bear arms to have that waiting period.
Yeah, there again, I think it's just it's not against it because it's not infringing on your right to get it. You can still get it. It's just designed that if you get mad at your husband and you decide to run down there to Walmart and buy a pistol and you want to go home and shoot him, the law's in effect to help you cool down, so maybe you won't shoot him after you wait the 3 days. It's for his protection. Tell him.
I mean, because I have to agree with that. Because I'm like that's to protect not only to protect myself, but to protect the children.
That's exactly right. That's right. It's a good rule. I think it's one of those where you compromise. I remember when it first started coming out, everybody with the NRA and all was against it. But I think as that was implemented, I believe that 90% of the members of the NRA would support the waiting period. Honestly.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they would.
But we appreciate you calling in this morning.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I support it by all means, because it's designed, to keep somebody from getting mad, jumping out there buying a gun and going and shooting somebody. I just, I agree with that. You can still own a gun.
Yeah, it's just that's right. It doesn't infringe on my ability to get it. The background checks. I'm not up in there about that. But I tell you what, I am up in there about. We didn't touch on it, and I purposefully held back because I thought it would dominate the morning if we did. But that governor. Cuomo from New York, state of New York, actually in a press conference yesterday, actually unbelievably mentioned that going door to door and confiscating weapons should be talked about and considered in the state of New York. And unbelievable. We got a call coming in. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors. Oh, we got to hang up. They'll call back 229-253-0995. We got about 2 minutes here.
Bulldog sent me a text about the schools in Utah, and I didn't realize what he was talking about, but he was talking about what we talked yesterday was 200 teachers going to attend free gun training.
That's right.
So
yeah, that's sweeping around. There's actually legislation on the table now in Arkansas or Arizona to train teachers to carry guns.
Take a quick call.
Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors. How you doing?
All right, Steve. Hey, you just mentioned that statement from Como or whatever.
Yeah.
He must be in a coma.
Yeah, he is. He is.
If he ain't, as bad as I hate to say it, he come down south.
Yeah.
He might be in one because we don't give up our gun rights and our Second Amendment too easy.
No, it's not. If that stuff happens, it's going to happen in New York or California, where you got a lot of liberals who don't own a gun anyway. But that ain't going to happen in the state of Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, South Carolina, Kentucky, Tennessee, on and on and on. It ain't going to happen. Yeah.
Hey, it's going to cause an all-out war.
It is. It is. That's going to happen. There's going to be states that have that happen, unfortunately. But it ain't going to happen in mine and your lifetime in the state we live in. That ain't happening.
That makes me feel better.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
I really don't think they can find all like that.
No way.
They won't.
Hey, y'all have a good day, fellas.
Thank you, buddy.
I put a lot of effort in that show, and to a lot of us in the whole world, tell Earl, I might have to call Michelle up. Tell him to give me her number.
yeah, she gonna hate our guts.
Y'all take care.
All right, buddy. Thanks.
Oh,
yeah, that's
man.
He ain't gonna get I don't think he'll get the guns from people.
No,
I can't imagine that happening really. But it does. It does.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think anybody or a lot of people is going to run up there to the doors in New York City and knock on doors and say, "Give me your guns"? I just don't see it happening down in like the Bronx and stuff like that.
I don't think you can pay me enough.
I mean, no way I'd do it.
Well, I saw an article. I believe Scott Dyes actually sent it to me. That was a really good, comforting article, and it interviewed a lot of law enforcement officials, and a very, very high percentage of them said there ain't no way we're going to be going door to door taking people's guns. We're not going to put ourselves in harm's way. And interestingly enough, it said that in that poll, the younger the officer, a 21, 22-year-old, would be more apt to go do it than a 40, 50-year-old. So it's all about education in the Good Outdoors. Educate your children. Tell them it's okay to own a gun, and that'll be a topic for another day because we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here.
Hey, Melissa Swain and RD are headed to the woods this morning. Y'all good luck. Y'all kill one.
Good luck.
Y'all get some kids outdoors and have a great weekend, and thanks for listening, guys.
See you later.
You've been listening to The Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie. Join us every weekday at 4:30 when we'll do it again.